Good morning. It is Sunday, the 6th of July. It is very sunny here in Ireland and in Estonia. My name is Jillian Godsil, and with me is my fellow crypto diva, Liina, Laas, Billson. And we're not going to talk about the World Cup. We're not going to talk about that English song. I don't know if it's hit Estonia, the Three Lions song. That's everywhere at this stage, all the memes. It's very funny. But we're going to do a good week, bad week. So you can start off with a story, Liina. What kind of stories do you have?
Yeah, good morning. So I've got a few ones here. Let's maybe start with the giant Facebook. So Facebook has moved their director of engineering to the same position in the company, heading the blockchain team. And they've also got the guy who was running development of the Messenger app. They've got him on the blockchain team as well. So they are definitely cooking up something big. Not sure what it is yet, but yeah, the news came from people updated their profile on LinkedIn, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're doing there. You know, even though they banned the ICO ads beginning of this year, they are definitely doing something big there.
Yeah, and actually, I see they must become a lot looser. I mean, I know that they've now allowed ordinary ads to go on, just not the ICOs, but I see a whole rake of ICO ads on Facebook at the moment, so they must be just loosening all those controls. I think it's stepping back and ignoring. I mean, I spoke with one company, Beat, and I said, "Oh, how come you're getting your ads?" And she said, "Well, we're avoiding the term ICO, but it's an ICO, so it's in I don't know, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet." So it's kind of interesting. I picked up that Vitalik Buterin, he came out and he criticized centralized exchanges, saying that he hopes they burn in hell, and he has a good point because ICOs, to get onto the big exchanges, they have a lot of power. The centralized ones, they determine which coins get listed, and you got to pay a lot of money to get on there. So they've got like this death grasp, which is not maybe so good. And of course, as he points out, the DEX, they offer more control to the owner of the ICO, the owner of the coin. Although currently there's less liquidity, but it's still it's a good point because it's hard. You go through all that trouble and you raise your money, and you got to pay a fortune to get listed. So that seems a bit unfair.
Yeah, it is, and I mean these amounts are huge. I know we're about to go through that soon, and it's hundreds of thousands to get your coin listed. So we've gone from this crypto world of decentralize everything and bring democracy, and anyone can have their own coin. Well, you can't really unless you have a lot of money. So it's gone the way that the whole world operates in. So which was to be expected, but
Yes.
it is.
But it's good that the markets seem to have stabilized the last week. They're still at the 270 billion mark, but they haven't gone down. They've been quite stable this week. So that's positive. They may go down, of course, but apparently there's low volume though in the markets. So that indicates that there's a lot of hedging happening at the moment. People are maybe biding their time. It's the middle of the year. It's traditional. We all hope it's going to improve. Maybe not to last December's, but it's still as nice that it's flat for the moment.
Yeah, so I was just looking at this a few minutes ago, and it seems that cryptos have found a pretty stable sort of support level. So the price keeps bouncing at around sort of 6,000, and now it's it did hit an all-time low this year of 5,800, but it seems to keep on that around 6,000. So hopefully it will go back up. It has touched that level about 3 times this year, if you look at, zoom out to the bigger picture. So yeah, I mean, it does, hopefully it will pick up. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. And then I was just saying, this is kind of a related story, but it's on the sidelines. In Uganda, they just brought out a social media tax at 5 cents a day to use your Twitter or your Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They're calling it a gossip tax. And President Museveni, he's there for 32 years, and he actually went on Twitter to defend this public blog. So obviously he's paying the tax; he can afford it. It's been attacked, of course, by people because of freedom of speech, net neutrality, and affordable connectivity, of course. Uganda is quite strict because people who criticize the government in social media have been thrown in jail for several months. So the hashtag, ironically, because if you were to pay your 5 cents to do it, is "this tax must go." And it's interesting because Uganda You know, Binance has set up its first exchange outside Binance is Singapore and Walton, but they've set up an exchange in Uganda. He met with the president. He set up a fiat crypto exchange with the Ugandan Shilling because it's a very underbanked country. Only 33% of people have access to bank accounts. So it's kind of interesting, isn't it, that it's all, you know, there's Uganda leading the way in African countries and looking at using crypto money, but then they're going social media, which is inherently part of this whole, you know, world that people live in. It's a bad thing. So mixed messages there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same with any authoritarian state that, you know, freedom of speech is an issue. And then social media is kind of something that they will try and stop. Because you can say anything on there. Most of it rubbish, but you know, sadly, it's still the way things are in some countries.
Yes, yeah.
It will change. I found an interesting story. So, as we were talking about price, the top 10 winners and top 10 losers in June. Now, if you look at the winners, they're not really winners. It's a race for who lost less. So leading the way is Ethereum Classic. Sorry, my dog is. Ethereum Classic price change in June was it gained 1.28%. Second place, Binance Coin lost 0.5%, and Bitcoin here on fifth place lost only 15% in the price in June, and in the 10th place of winners is Status with minus 25%. And now if we look at the top 10 losers, we have NPXS, which I hadn't heard about before. They built a platform where you can publish your applications on a Tundi XP OS device. So it's kind of, they have an own application store, so the developers can publish applications and all that stuff. So that was the top loser, lost 56% in price. Second place, Bitcoin, 55%. In third place, we have Golem, minus 46%. And also some, you know, more things that seem to have been doing well recently, like Neo and Archchain. And also IOTA is failing here at minus 42%.
Oh, I'd love if you shared that link with me afterwards. I mean, look, I can use it right to the right. That's interesting. And also you said Binance was one of the top winners of losing the less. They had a hack again in July the 3rd. So what was that, a couple of days ago? But somebody managed, I think it was the advantage of an API, they managed to sell a single SYS coin for 96 Bitcoin. But the wallet where it came from, they thought was owned by Binance. But I don't think CZ is going to be too upset because he's projecting revenue. We said earlier that his first quarter profits were bigger than that of Deutsche Bank. He's projecting revenue by the end of the year, maybe $1 billion. You know, so even though the price will go up and down, but I don't think CZ will be worried if he's lost 96 Bitcoin.
Yeah. I don't think they care much.
No, I don't think so. And then did you see, very funny, this is a funny one. Jackson Palmer, the guy who set up the Dogecoin, the creator, that meme coin, he set up a Twitter bot, which mixes the badly written erotica BDSM text from 50 Shades with blockchain phrases. And he's already got 4,000 followers in a couple of days. He said he forced a bot to read 50 Shades and a lot of cryptocurrency white papers, and they now mesh them together. So, and someone else said, oh, you should add Spank Coin, which is the adult industry coin, to it. So it's at Blockshade. It's a 50 Shades of blockchain, and it's quite funny. It's like it's a running meme now. So that's kind of, I love humor in this space.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I haven't seen that yet.
I've just started following it. Yeah, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah. So I've got another news here. So if we're talking about exchanges, there's a controversial exchange called Fcoin in China, and that seems to have contributed to the gas crisis that Ethereum is currently having. So on Monday, Ethereum users spent 5,862 Ether on transactions just to send them. Yeah. And there's Taylor Monahan, who was the CEO of MyCrypto, who said that, that the transaction fees many exchanges set them manually, and they have been set too high.
Mhm.
So are, you know, having to pay too much for the transactions. So where this apparently is coming from is this new exchange called Fcoin, and what they are doing is pretty bizarre. So they have a higher trading volume than all of the top 10 crypto exchanges right now. So what they're doing is they're kind of ICOing through their exchange. So for all the transaction fees that people spend on the platform, they will give people their own tokens. So trading has kind of gone nuts, presumably because they want their own token. And yeah, so Binance here did a pretty good joke and said like, oh yeah, let's try the transaction fee mining model as well. Now that people love the transaction fee reimbursement, how about giving back 200%? So one exchange is not enough, let's do 1,000, and users will have different needs. So we are now providing different choices. So they are kind of taking the piss, which yeah, the Fcoin says that it will give you 100% back on the transaction fees on your token. So yeah, bizarre,
crazy, isn't it? Mind all these exchanges. I mean, how many exchanges are there at the moment? Are there 500 or something like that? They're popping up all the time.
No, I don't know, but it would be interesting to find out. Let's set that out for next week's.
Yes, yeah. I'm laughing. I see your dog's tail all the time in the video. Yeah. He's a black dog, am I right?
Come here.
It's very cute. The tail is very cute. I saw a really nice story, actually. This is my last story, but with Cardano. The parent company behind is Input Output HK. And Cardano, that's like somewhere fifth, I think, in the or someplace up there, it's quite high up anyway. But they've signed an agreement with the Ethiopian government to use the Cardano blockchain to improve the coffee trade. So it's the whole idea of supply chain management and traceability from farm to coffee cup, whatever. But what's also interesting, so I like this particularly, I really like this idea. They're going to use, apparently there's a lot of land disputes in Ethiopia because deeds aren't recorded correctly, or they get misplaced or whatever. So there's a lot of, you know the whole thing about title to land, it's very nebulous. So they're also going to put the land onto the blockchain too as well, so it'll stop all these disputes. So I like that. That's like real, because I think we need more real life examples coming through, not just coins coming up, whatever. So well done. I'm getting very fond of Cardano, actually. I've heard about them recently. I like them. Yeah, they're kind of good.
Yeah, they're doing some cool stuff, and this is exactly where blockchain can give the most value. Sort of big databases, government. That is great, and also sort of the logistics and traceability of products. That's going to be really good for the industry there.
Yes, yeah. So now so I think it was a very busy week, but not dramatic. So that was quite nice. There was nothing jumped out at me this week. Oh my God, crypto madness, whatever. It could be the sunshine. We're still in the basking in the sun. It could be the World Cup effect. It could be the three Lions songs in everybody's head who has anything to do with England or lives near England. It's like, it's coming home. Oh my God.
Oh Jesus! I am married to a Brit, so watching all of the games.
So he's very happy at the moment.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have one last news we have about Tezos. So Tezos is a platform that is kind of ironically focusing on governance. So trying to fix these issues that Bitcoin and other coins are having. So you can it's a platform for smart contracts and decentralized applications, and it focuses on governance. But as you probably know, their biggest issue has been governance. Yeah. So there are huge disputes on the board and with the CEO. So Tezos saw a huge sell-off on Monday. So the prices fell from $4 to $1. And yeah, so people are kind of speculating why this has happened. Tim Draper has said, people just need money and they're selling off. That's probably not true, but they probably saw an opportunity. The price was, reasonably high, and they took out the profits and exited that, which on the other hand means that now there's a lot of free cash for other projects. So ICO market may start to pick up a little bit as people have exited Tezos here.
Well, actually, that's a very interesting point. Actually, I hadn't thought of that. Jillian, can you send me some of the links? Because when I write at the blog about this after, I'll use them, because I realize when I've been writing up about our good week, bad week, I'm writing up about my stuff because I can't remember your stuff. So if you send me your links, I'll use that in the sort of the short summary underneath the video as well. Brilliant. Okay, so I think it's a good week. Do you think so?
Well, I mean, it's potentially picking up a bit.
Yeah.
Huge candles, I suppose. So, another week in crypto.
Yeah, and there's the dog. What's your dog's name?
It's cool. It means moon in Estonian.
What does it mean, sorry?
It means moon.
A moon. Oh, cool. He's black.
Yes.
All right, well, that's a wrap, I think. It's a good week for crypto.
Yeah, let's take it.
Until next week.
See you soon.